Hello everybody, we are here for more Kubera. Hope you're all having a wonderful week, as it is Friday, of course. You've all made it. It is almost the weekend, unless you work the weekends, like I do, in which case it doesn't really mean anything to you, but nonetheless, let's rock with some more Kubera. I'm on the wrong chapter from the stream last time. There we are. Right. Godhava? That's Rish. No, that's Lise. The last time we met, we didn't even get to finish our conversation. No, even if I had more time, I couldn't have made things any better. Not after my nonsense trying to justify the massacre when she was the very victim of that Red Sky incident. I can't undo what was said or done, and I have absolutely no excuse. We're only able to face each other with smiles on our faces as someone's daughter and someone's father. Because we didn't know each other's background, it was nothing more than a facade. Made possible by the mask I was wearing. Aren't you uncomfortable holding Lane like that? You should be able to put it down now. Not because of that for Kate, but thanks to God have his fog. His fog? Right, no one will notice us thanks to his fog. We can see through it just fine. But from the outside, this whole area just appears to be as foggy. Someone could end up entering the area by coincidence like you did, but they won't notice us unless we make it known to them. Well, Asha seems to know where you were. It wasn't a coincidence that Lee's got here. Asha knew that Brown was here. Which is interesting. Is that why I didn't sense Sona approaching me until the last minute? I just assumed it was me, since I was using short and distance and all. But it was due to God Habit's transcendental. Remember 7 years ago when Taya went missing after the attack on Calabloom? That was also God Hava. I could only sense something very vaguely, even with her right in front of me. It was literally impossible to locate her without Yuta's help. Anyway, there's no doubt it's very useful to us at the moment. I'm sorry, Lise. I know you think of him as bad, but... No, it's not just me thinking that, but he really is... But we don't necessarily have to bring that up right now, do we? It won't do any good. Not for the kids to find out, and not for us when we need his help. You don't need to remind me. I know who he is. Of course I do, but regardless of his true nature, he is the one we're relying on for protection. So please don't ruin that for us. It's thanks to him that we're able to hang in here. Yes, the flashback. Poor Altara. Yeah, you're right, Ron. It's not like I can protect you in his place. And you're even doing me a favor in healing me. I shouldn't stir the pot. I'm sorry, I should have been more thoughtful. Season 3, episode 344, The Snake King 6. Poor Lise. This I'm pretty sure will all be flashback shit, right? Oh, like, obviously, season 1 art. Season 2. Yeah. This is from when these two met. Yeah. Reminiscing. Even early season 3. Oh, Chandra. How I miss you. Frustrating, isn't it? I bet I'm the only one who understands how you feel right now. That's how it is. Unless it concerns them directly, all they can do is pretend like they sympathize with you. That Ron Syrof, he knew very well what kind of Sura Maruna was, but that didn't stop him from becoming his friend. Apologies, I've just woken up after recording this. Why? Because he needed him. I'm sorry, but I need him. So never mind your revenge. So you see, of course he can easily make friends with Godhava. He's in need of help, and Godhava's wrongdoings aren't personal to him. If someone who holds a grudge against Godhava showed out to kill him right now, Ron could even kill that someone to protect him. And let me guess, that someone is you. I mean, whatever happened to Carton in 5, you said that was Godhava's doing? That's right. Maruna's bombardment is what killed my mother. But Godhava's the one behind the fall of the planet itself. The truth is, the majority died of freezing temperature and flooding rather than the bombardment. I see. You must be dying to take your revenge then. Well, I can't kill him now, so I'm waiting for the perfect moment. Just like you're not able to kill me right now. Well, at least she's aware of it. God, look at that fucking hand. Why don't you just summon the Sword of Return instead of glaring at me like that, huh? Who knows? You might be able to slice my neck with that sword. I see. So your weakness must be something else other than your neck. But then, you would have done more to Sagar than just punch her if you were able to summon that sword. That's too bad. You've become pathetic. You don't have a weapon, and you can't even use magic. Never mind being of help to them, you can barely even protect yourself. If an enemy was to get through that fog, you might end up having to beg for your life. Asha? Asha, what are you playing at? The transcendental value. What transcendental value? Oh, that must be Lee's. I mean, her value was always high for a human, but it was surprisingly high earlier. No, it's not just her. There was someone else next to Lee's with a higher value, and it keeps going up. Huh? Really? I don't feel anything. Hold on, let me go ask Mr. Kasaka, the other Rakshasa. This isn't good. I've got to go get rid of them now. No, wait, you shouldn't be approaching Lee's like that. Please, don't get me wrong. I wasn't trying to attack you. It felt like there was someone next to you, so... I guess the Transcendentals just go through her unless they can see her. Which means I'm the only one who can throw a punch. See, I told you there was no one There was no one. Elise could have been hit. Are you sure you're okay? Or you sustained some permanent damage to your sensory organs from surfing 7 years ago? No. I'm sure there was someone there. A transcendental value this high cannot be concealed by my fog. They must have to suppress it themselves, or else. But you're the only one sensing that high value right now. Both Mr. Kasaka and Tadia can't feel anything either. Well, that's not terrifying at all. So this is where you're all hiding. I won't say this twice. Hand me one of the vessels before I erase you all and this island from the face of the universe. Well, they're a big god, aren't they? Jesus. That can't be good, can it? That transcendental value that he mentioned is yours, isn't it?
Yeah, he must be quite sensitive about those values. I guess he was their first king, after all.
So you raised your value intentionally? To expose this location?
I thought you said you'd help me lose the gods. They're oblivious to my shouting? When it comes to Asha, they can't notice anything I'm saying or do.
That's very strange. They can't even hear you speaking to her. That's so very, very odd.
Let's not put words in my mouth. I never said that. Only said I didn't want Rao's daughter to die. So even if all of them die, I'm not a liar as long as you survive. Get it?
That's... You know very well that's not what I want.
Jeez. There you again with your good-for-nothing guilt. Fine, let me break it down for you. That god would have found this place with or without any my transcendental value. They're on the wanted list, and not only the city checkpoints, but also smaller villages are looking for them. Then, God Hava decided to help Ran, and suddenly disappeared. This place is surrounded by water, which happens to be the common attribute of Ran and God Hava. There's a reasonable scope of distance Ran could have travelled from Misty Shore with all his kids. Now, if they knew about God Hava's fog transcendental on top of everything else, they would have easily speculated the hideout to be a foggy island near Misty Shore.
Yeah, it's not a surefire method of escape, is it, when it's a very visual transcendental.
Except for early mornings. This region isn't this foggy usually, you know? Think about it. Even I was able to pinpoint this location based on my speculations. So for a god that was summoned in Misty Shore and confronted Ran, it must have been a breeze. The gods stopped fighting only because they had Lenny as their vessel. But now that they've lost her, with no one else to replace her, they're forced to resume the fight. In other words, you running away with Lenny and me is what made that god make his move.
Asha, you told her to do that. So shut the fuck up.
You see now, you were doomed to be found sooner or later, so why drag it out? I kindly made it quick for you, so you didn't need to suffer in the meantime. And honestly, I also wanted you to see how foolish it was for you to trust in the name of Ransera for everything. She's doing it again. She's using me to justify her evil deeds. She claims it's kindness toward me, but everything's for her own sake. If you really had no guilt, you wouldn't need to use me like this. But you do. You know very well it's wrong, yet you still do it. And that's why you need me. So you can keep justifying yourself. So you can keep going.
Season 3, episode 345, The Snake King 7. Oh.
Again, she hasn't even touched it. Miss Lane should eat something. Just leave it there. I'll bring a new plate and leave that here.
Again? She hasn't even been eating lately. Is she gonna be alright? She's summoned a god now. She seems to have a lot on her mind. I mean, how wouldn't she? Mr. Ran defied his oracle and fled with his family, and Mr. Juan fell ill because of that. Speaking of which, I'm really disappointed in Ran. He should set personnel ties aside for the greater good. Yeah, but would you be able to do that? Obviously, you can say that because it's not your personal ties that you have to set aside, but let's be honest. If you were in Ran's position, would you have been able to sacrifice possibly your own children for the greater good? Perceived greater good. You don't even know if it actually is. Right? Keep those kind of words out your mouth unless you could actually do what Ran's... You could, you know, actually do the things you're talking about. Don't be a hypocrite.
I agree. Look at Miss Aline. Swallowing her tears and embracing sacrifice. She's so uptight and devoted.
Yeah, Ran's just too family-oriented and narrow-minded.
How can he refuse to sacrifice his children when the fear that the world depends on them? I don't think he had what it takes to be a priest in the first place. Ah, Mr. Rain! Are you feeling any better? You only just regained your strength. Yet, you've been amazing. During the incident with Miss Lean, and again during the recent attack. We don't know how to thank you for all your help. Miss Lean seems to feel indebted to you for what happened that day. Actually, that's precisely what brings me here. I'd like to have a word with her. Oh, of course! Maybe you can convince her to eat something while you're at it. Are you skipping meals to lower your vigor? You couldn't defy your god, but you couldn't put Ron and Ron's family in harm's way either.
God, she does not look good.
I guess weakening your god by draining your own vigor was the best you could do. But that won't be enough. You should return your god to his realm. Let me give you a hand, if you can't make up your mind. So you're asking me to lay down my life. And what if I disagree? Well, that's even better. Because then, you wouldn't be guilty of defiance. And I'll be the only one punished for murder. Hoti Brahma Bhavati Brahma. I see your response time is faster than before. And this power, it's hard to believe it's cast by someone who has an incompatible attribute and low vigor. But of course, what did you think the god would have just left without taking any measures for their summoner? Hey! You sure you got time to mind other things?
Now the interesting thing here... So, I wonder, can we infer which god they might be based on this, right? As we can see, their cloak is affecting the sky. Right? Like, it's very clearly night up here, but down here, there's orange. It's almost like dusk or dawn. Maybe? Maybe? But I could just be chatting my ass. It could just be that's the time of day it is, and the cloak is just conveniently placed there. Or it could be a red herring. Or it could be double, or you know, it could be set to make me second guess myself. But who knows? What transcendental is that green round thing they keep using as a shield? We could guess we could guess who they are if we knew its attribute.
No idea. I've never seen that one, and I think that they just copied Kazak's technique. They just copied Kazak's Cosmic Blast. God shouldn't be able to use that. This is gonna be a tough one. Should I certify too, you think? No way. We can't afford to risk you losing it right now. Plus, you need to protect the kids. Anyway.
What are you doing?
I don't see Lee's.
Huh? No way!
Don't worry, the kids are safe.
Huh? So she fled by herself. She used to put up a fight even in the sewer realm. Why would you run like a chicken now?
Why did you run? That's not like you. Well, I don't know what else you've got up your sleeve. It's just best that I stay away from everyone at this point. You don't need healing. If you keep dragging me like this, you'll bleed to death. I know. So before it comes down to that, I'll have to get rid of you. So today is the day you finally decide to murder someone. But tell me, how would you possibly do that? You don't even have the sort of return. Well, not sure why you think it has to be me who kills you. I mean, you told me that God came here because they sensed you. True that, but he's no different from God Hava. He can't sense me. You saw it yourself when those gods returned with Ananta's body. None of them saw me, and... I know! Only Indra was rattling on as if he didn't notice you. The other two in the back could have seen you. They've changed the font. There's now a white border around the text. It's a bit weird on the eyes. Then they would have tracked us down much sooner. If she takes off the cloak, Surya can find them. The fact that They only got here after I raised my transcendental value.
Stop! I don't buy a word you say.
I'll confirm it myself, whether the gods can see you.
Huh?
Don't go. You shouldn't go.
Why not?
Hear me say that made you think they might be able to see you? Never mind whether they can see me. You think they'll just leave you be? There you go again. You need to stop using me as an excuse for everything you do. In the end, everything is about you. Including that obsession you have over Rao's daughter. But don't worry. I won't be going over there. I've come this far, so I can keep those kids away from the danger called Asha, and grab the gods' attention to lure them toward me.
Know it.
Just as you did, using the transcendental value.
Yep. Spicy. Well, that's the end of that. Hope you've enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, sub, notification bell, share it around. As usual, I've been Mossy, you've been you, and it's time for another video. That's ta for now.